This morning, we're going to give you all a glimpse of my own development, which is called La Caridad. A caridad is a little gift, like if you bring flowers or a bottle of wine to someone's home for dinner. Many of you have followed the construction of Dan's house very closely. In fact, I think those have been the most watched and the most commented on videos that I've made. And that makes a lot of sense because with the pricing in the center of San Miguel and the congestion and the noise that occurs a whole lot during various fiestas and fireworks and so on, more and more people are seeing the country as an affordable alternative. And if you're coming to the country, you might as well build your own house and have things exactly the way you want. If you want a really big closet, or you have special desires in your kitchen, or you want a swimming pool or whatever, so much easier to do that 5 miles or so outside of San Miguel. So we are just a little over 6 miles from the parroquia. The total development is right at 50 acres. Some of it has been developed in recent years. We have about 40 lots available. They are all $50 a square meter. The smallest one is 2,000 square meters, so that would be $100,000 US. And the biggest one is 5,700 meters, which would be 285,000 US. As you'll see, virtually all the work is done. The roads are here, the trenching for the water and the electrical and so on are all finishing up in the next few weeks. So it's not a question of seeing a drawing of what a developer is intending to build. It's seeing the on-the-ground reality. And this development has been at work over a number of years. I've really shaped it with feedback from various clients and advisors over the years. Other than our electric gate, for which you get a clicker, we have really no amenities. There's no swimming pool that you're paying for, or bar that you're paying for that you never use but that somebody else goes to every night for 5 hours or whatever. This is really a development for people who want to live in the country and people who also want to live in a community, who know their neighbors, who want to walk their dogs, who want to stop and say hello and just really be part of a small village, as well as enjoying the mountain views and the wonderful clean air. And we access to public areas where you can walk something like 5 or 6 miles before you even hit a fence. So it's a tremendous area for mountain bikers, joggers, people with dogs, etc., etc. We have a number of really interesting people who live here. A couple of real estate agents. Soon we'll have an architect and a creative consultant. We have a sort of all-purpose business consultant from Mexico City who is now restructuring a prominent private school in the north of Mexico City. And we have some other interesting people that have indicated and reserved space and so on. A physical therapist from Atlanta and his wife who will be building here in the coming months. And I think they've all really been drawn by the natural beauty, the quiet, and the ability to become part of a community. We have a gate. We do not have a 24-hour guard because we've really never needed one. If the time comes that we need one, you can be assured we'll immediately get one. But we've had really we had one break-in during a time of construction, and I recently had some barbed wire stolen. But other than that, in 20 years, we've had really no problems of any kind. The city has announced that there will be no further changes of use on property anywhere. Now, I don't really know what that means because I think like 1,000 years from now, things will have changed. But at the moment, we are a lovely red rectangle floating in a very, very large sea of green. And for various reasons relating to the zoning construction ideas, as well as the fact that we have an official railroad crossing, and that precludes any other railroad crossings for about 2 miles in either direction. So we have been in the situation we're in for about 20 years. To the west, we have a pre-Columbian pyramid, which as yet is unexcavated. To the north, we have an ejido, which is something very much like an Indian reservation, if you are not familiar with that. And to the south, we have a really beautiful open area owned by a private owner. They do not have easy access for a number of reasons, and their property floods pretty easily. So it will be a great deal of infrastructure if the day comes that anyone can get permission to build there. So we feel pretty confident that we will be as we are for a goodly number of years. And so this development is really the outgrowth of what I imagine as the perfect location for the houses that I wanted to build and sell. And that has been shaped by a lot of feedback from various clients and other agents and so forth. And now we get to a situation where there are 30-something empty lots, and I am 68, and I do not intend to be building houses into my mid-80s. So I want to sell some lots, especially to interesting people who will add to our community. All of the lots are $50 a square meter, as I mentioned. And I am committed to selling 4, and depending on the mix of the lot, most likely 6. So if you feel that this is a good fit for you, we would surely like to have the opportunity to show you the property. It may not be everyone's cup of tea because there are people who want to get up and play golf every morning or play tennis every morning or pickleball. But for me, it's what I have done to shape my idea of paradise on earth. So if you think this could be of interest to you, please contact me. You'll see several ways in the video to do that. We are off the road to Dolores Hidalgo, and there are now quite a number of restaurants and other things happening out here, so you don't always have to go into town to do whatever. We also have a very large and wonderful shopping center that is about 4 miles from us, closer to town, that will be coming online sometime next year. And I have a number of lots of different shapes and sizes, and I would be delighted to give you a tour and show you what the property looks like at different times of the day. And if you're interested in a hike out into the country that we connect to, I'd be happy to do that for you as well. So if this is of interest, please contact me and come and take a look.